Hi Gemini, welcome back to my channel, Karma Thoughts. I am doing your monthly reading for November. I hope everybody's well. I will take a quick second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Gemini, so take what resonates for you. Just leave the rest for someone else. Also, please keep in mind that it's predictive in nature, so if these events aren't occurring today, they may occur in the next few weeks. We're going to start with your current energy, and then we're going to look at November week by week, all the way to the end of November. All right, so as always, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you, Gemini. Spirit, what would you like Gemini to know for November? All right. All right, so Gemini, your current energy, you're starting out with the Hangman in reverse, and you have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So it looks like you are looking at a situation very differently. It could be an ending that you've had, possibly of a marriage or a long-term connection. It could also be some sort of a financial loss, but regardless, you're looking at this in a very different manner than you have in the past. For some of you, you are tired of waiting for commitment. Now, in the past energy, you had difficulty walking away from whatever this situation was. If this was a relationship or possibly even a work situation, there was, this desire to move away and then you would come back, a desire to move away and then you would come back. In a relationship, it could have been an on and off connection. Now, why is all this happening? Well, we have the Star card here. You're beginning to balance out your feelings, your emotions, and a lot of balance coming in, a lot of healing coming in. And this healing is what is enabling you to look at this differently. So let me see what's on your mind currently. The Six of Cups. You're looking back at memories. You're thinking about the good times. Yeah, you could be thinking about a soulmate. Specifically a Pisces, a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn, possibly even an Aquarius. So let's see what's coming in November. Show me November for Gemini. All right, Nine of Swords. So something that's going to be causing you a little bit of anxiety. Now, keep in mind, this is the beginning of November, and we're going to look at each week, so don't stress. Let's see how you're showing up in this reading. Show me how, thank you. You're very strong, the Strength card. Yeah, you're working on yourself and you're very strong here. You're very courageous. Show me the energy coming towards Gemini. The Three of Swords in the reverse. Somebody who's done a lot of healing. Somebody who has possibly gone through a third-party situation or just a very painful, heartbreaking situation. Let me see what Spirit's advice for Gemini. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. There's something here you need to explore deeper. Pages are about studying and looking up things, figuring something out. There's something here that, you need to do a little bit more study into, a little bit of looking into. Let me see the outcome at the end of November for Gemini. Yeah, the Tower in reverse. You're either going to be avoiding a tower moment or you're going to be recovering from one that occurred, okay? Bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands. Now, I like that. That's underlying energy, and it does indicate success. So let's clarify your reading here. Spirit, why is the Hangman in reverse? All right, we have the Seven of Wands. This was a situation, it's in reverse. This was a situation I feel like that made you feel really powerless, likely had some conflict involved, and you're kind of stepping out of that conflict now. Yeah, it's a situation you were stuck in, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You felt really stuck. It was like you were in some sort of a standoff with somebody here. Could have been at work or it could have been in a relationship. But you're looking at it differently now. And you're realizing that standoff kept you stuck. So you're kind of saying, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. All right, Queen of Wands in the reverse. It was a passionate connection here. So either a job that you were passionate about or... And you, if that was the case, you could have even been a manager or somebody that, was the life's blood of this. But regardless, you were passionate about it. If this was a relationship, this could have been a third-party situation, or this could have been, because I have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Somebody may have been trying to bring you in as a third party, but I do feel like whatever this is, it created so much conflict in your life. There was a standoff. You felt stuck in that, and you now have opted to back out of that, to basically not be in that conflict. And this is what's causing the healing. And this is because of your actions here, Gemini. So let me see why the Star card is here. Yeah, the Emperor. You took control of your life. I love this for you. You took control of your life. You began to heal. You began to balance out your emotions. You decided what was important to you and what wasn't. And I feel like, you know, a situation where previously you felt powerless, I feel like you just started taking your power back. Now, let me see why the Six of Cups is here. And if you had, now this is current energy, so you could be in the process of this. All right, Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is why it was difficult for you to leave this, is because you have good memories with this situation or this person, but you also realize that there's something unbalanced here. If this is a work situation, they may not be paying you what you really, you know, deserve in the situation. And there may not be any hope of that happening. If this is a relationship, it was unbalanced. Somebody may have been breadcrumbing you. Regardless, you've decided to put put your wands down. You've decided this is not worth the stress that it's causing you. You're taking control of your life. And I feel like it's a hard shift for you, but I see you doing it because now you're viewing it differently. So let's look at November, because this looks like you're in the middle of some sort of a shift. We know that it's going to be successful though, because you have underlying the Six of Wands. Let's look at November. Show me November for Gemini. Show me November for Gemini. Yeah, the energy is moving very, very rapidly. So I feel like things are going to be moving. There's that Three of Swords. Now that's the in reverse. That's the energy coming towards you. All right. We have the Eight of Cups reversed. That's in your past. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Two of Cups. Seven of Swords. Two of Swords reversed. King of Cups. 10 of Swords. The Strength card, that's your energy. King of Wands. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Knight of Wands. So let's talk. All right, so Gemini, I see you going into the month of November, and you have a lot of anxiety. You're losing sleep. There's this sense of, you know, what next? What's going to happen next, you know? But it's because of this energy. Now, I would have to say that the person that's coming towards you is somebody from your past who may have tried to put you in a third-party energy, which you're not having it. So I feel like you're doing a lot of healing here from a situation from your past that you had a difficult time walking away from. I see you ending something and beginning to heal, beginning to recover. This is somebody that you felt was a soulmate. I feel like this person was very deceptive. I do see an ending in the first week, but I feel like that ending is also going to bring about recovery. There is somebody who reaches out to you. It could be this person that you've had the ending with. They may be trying to approach you to recover this situation. I would not trust that because we see deception. We see the Seven of Swords. So be careful with that. This could also be another energy that's reaching out to you though. Possibly a water sign. Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. So I do see in the second week somebody reaching out to you, but there's deception in that. They're not being on the up and up, so be very careful with that. This would be somebody that you do have feelings for. I definitely feel like you have feelings. However, I also see you making a decision somewhere about, I'd say, the middle of November. And it's a decision with regard to love, and I feel like it has to do with this person from the past. I feel like you're making a decision that it's done. It's a done deal here. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energy is strong. I feel like you take your power back here in dealing with, sometime around the second week, in dealing with somebody that you feel has been deceptive with you. You're becoming more decisive. So really stepping into your power around the middle of November and dealing with somebody you did love a great deal, but this person has been deceptive. Yeah. So I feel like you're going to be very decisive around the middle of the month. There is a decision being made, possibly about a water sign or somebody that you do have deep feelings for. And I do see you making the decision that this person has betrayed you. And you're going to end this. I feel like you're the one who is doing that. You're putting your foot down here. So I see an ending in the third week. I see you really taking care of self, working on self. And I also see a glow up coming about because of that. It does come on the tail end of a painful ending. However, I do feel like you have this glow up. You have this energy, Gemini, of being very decisive. People are very attracted to you. You're obviously a very attractive person. You could be running into or meeting somebody in that final week of November. This would likely be Leo, very strong Leo, Aries or Sagittarius, but it doesn't have to be. You could begin talking to this person around the end of November. It would be after a painful ending here, though. And I do feel like it comes about because you are taking, you're having the courage to work on yourself. You're having the courage to end something that was making you unhappy, something that you were very stuck in. So you're really stepping out here. You're really taking, the initiative. And this is what's going to bring about endings, but also healings. So I do like your energy here. A little bit, you do kind of backpedal a little bit. There's a little stuck energy. Some of you guys are going to be out playing the field. I see that as well. You're not really trying to get tied down. You're got this glow up energy going on. And you know that others are attracted to you. There is one person in particular, though, but that person does appear to be somebody from your past. And I feel like you had a painful ending with that person. But I also see new energies here, and I see you not wanting to really be tied down with any one person by the end of the month. Now, let me see your energy. Show me Gemini's energy. All right, so 4 of Coins, the Hermit, and the Queen of Pentacles. All right, so in your energy, I feel like, again, you're being very courageous. You're working on yourself. There's a lot of self-care that's taking place here. You're definitely focused on your family. You're focused on, children if you have children, your home, your family, focusing on your money as well. I see a lot of you are going to be primarily around the middle of the month. You're kind of trying to find answers for this pain that you've been holding on to. I do feel like that, you're being very direct with yourself as well. There's this energy of, being a little bit guarded, but it's because you're trying to figure things out. You're trying to come to terms with things. So I feel like there's a lot of self-care going on. You may be ghosting somebody. It could be this person from the past. That could be part of the decision, because I feel like you were holding on to someone, and around the middle of the month, you're just deciding, yeah, this person's deceptive, and you're done here. So I feel like some of you may be ghosting that person and really focusing on self. Let me see the energy coming towards you. Show me energies coming towards Gemini. All right, we have Justice in reverse. You could be dealing with a Libra. We have the Ace of Cups reversed and the Three of Cups reversed. So definitely somebody from your past is showing up here. This person is showing up after an ending, after they basically did not keep a soul contract, or it could even be a physical contract. This person, if you were married to them, this person could have cheated on you, or even in a, you know, there's a contract here this person has broken. It could be an emotional contract, a soul contract, you know, a physical contract. But whatever it is, they obliterated a solid foundation, which was that contract between you and them. And I feel like this is somebody that really needs to kind of look at themselves. They need to pour that love into themselves. There was an ending here. This person acted unjustly. They're not balanced in their energy, and they caused a lot of pain. They caused a lot of pain. They're going to be coming in. They're going to be saying, yeah, I want to fix this. I want to heal this. You're my person, Gemini. But I feel like at the end of the day, they're still unbalanced and they're still not acting justly. So I feel like this person, you know, can be pretty uncooperative. And that's part of the reason why this kind of fell apart. And it's also why, you know, it was so painful. So just expect that person to come back in. But I feel like you're tired of it. All right, so let me see Spirit's advice, Gemini. All right, so we have the Eight of Wands reversed, Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords in reverse. All right, so Spirit is saying there's something here you need to look into. Something that is not being said to you directly, and whatever it is going to cause a shift. Once you get that piece of information, it's going to cause a shift in, you know, the situation, a sudden shift. So something here is not being presented to you in an accurate or a truthful manner. It's not being told to you, or it could even be somebody's not being honest with you, which we do see that with this past person. So I do feel like there are blockages here that are going to be broken down. But these blockages they're coming about once you find the answers. We see you looking for the answers. There's also an indication that there could be somebody new that could be coming into your life. Let me look at your outcome. Show me the outcome for Gemini at the end of November. All right, so we have the Seven of Cups. We have the High Priestess in the reverse, and we have the Star card in reverse. Now, remember, why all this is happening is the Star card in the upright. So by the end of the month, there's a situation that has been very unbalanced. It's caused a lot of pain, a lot of emotional difficulties for you. That is because you're taking control. That healing is coming in, okay? So this is a situation where there were secrets involved. These secrets are being exposed. Somebody here had options. I feel like it was the person from the past, and it was creating a very unbalanced situation. And we see that hasn't changed. So I do feel that you're going to be getting the answers that you need. I feel like it is going to create a tower moment, but you're going to recover from this. You're going to build yourself back up. Now, for some of you, you're avoiding the tower moment because you are taking charge of your own destiny, your own life, and you're making the decisions here instead of allowing this person to kind of come and go in your life as they want. This is somebody who definitely has options. They're confused about what they really want. And I feel like you're going to be discovering, you know, what it is that they've been hiding from you that's been causing all of these issues. Because I see you looking for it. And I feel like you're going to be discovering it by the end of the month. So, bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords in the reverse. This is underlying energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Let's see, I'm seeing Scorpio, and Aquarius is very strong. But this is the energy of you cutting someone or something out of your life. There is some anger involved with it, but it's going to be what leads you ultimately to the success that is underlying this situation. So it looks to me like, Gemini, you are getting rid of somebody who has kind of been a destructive force in your life. And it's going to, you know, aid the healing that's coming in for you so that you can move forward and not be stuck in this situation any longer. So I'm going to pull an oracle card and we'll see if there's more guidance for you. All right, so we have number 3, and it's called Tea Ceremony. So give me a second, and I will read that. All right. It is time for you now, Seeker, to quietly contemplate the inner and the outer life, just as this kitsune is taking part in a moment to revere the tea and dress carefully for the occasion, to savor the flavor and the aroma, to note the texture of the cup, and to hear the water being poured into the cup. You too must now still the mind and bring yourself to an awareness of all that is about you right in this moment and all that lies within you. For all around you are signs of the world that will not endure. The things we feel are so important. Look upon 1 or 2 of them now and contemplate that they will not be here always. Thus, the worry and the stress we force ourselves to endure in the service of the temporary and the impermanent is unnecessary. Give yourself this time out of time, a sacred moment, a transformation of awareness, and see what is about you. Note it. Now turn your attention within quietly, without criticism or praise, and observe who you are in this moment and what you have become. Breathe quietly, and you will find a moment's peace amidst all the whirl of the world, and you will feel yourself stepping outside of the frenzy and into a space where there is soul, where there is beauty, and where there is timelessness. From this moment, take some time to simplify some of your own life practices. Give away several possessions which are no longer used, worked with, or connected with. Make some space in your life for quiet, still contemplation. Reduce the drama that so many find compelling and turn your heart and hands to the creation of harmony, a practice that can offer you so much peace. And of course, you may wish to slowly, with great consciousness, drink a healing tea, all the while aware of its heat, its scent, its taste, and the colors and sounds all around you. Welcome back to your own 5 senses, the great gifts of the spirit. Never see them again as less, for when they are appreciated and worked with, they are gateways to the moments of sublime beauty and even enlightenment. Oh, so that's a reminder to slow down a little, Gemini. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Gemini. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hype the video if you've resonated. Until I see you guys in your next reading, know that you are loved, and namaste.